Rightio, we're going on a trip to shoot the moon. Moon's almost full moon tonight. I think it was last night it was full moon. So we're going to go and have a look at getting some pictures of it, because there's just a little bit of it missing top right. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it. It's up there. Let me see if you can see it. Zoom in. That big bright thing in the sky, that's the moon. Just waiting for the car to clear the windows, and then we're going to go. And in the meantime, I realised that when I was on a job the other day, I forgot that I took the ball head off my GorillaPod. So I've got 20p this time. If you remember the 20p from the other video, then we'll put that on and then we'll go. Little side note, I did have a lot of problems with this camera the other day when I was doing a job, and I think I've fixed them all apart from the 20p issue. So hopefully it's looking nice for you. And we're not on the Osmo Pocket tonight because, quite frankly, it's terrible in the dark. So I brought the big camera along. I've got the Osmo Pocket because I want to shoot the pictures on this camera. So when I'm shooting the pictures, I'll be using the Osmo Pocket. So sorry if them shots look a little bit dodge. It's only a tiny sensor, so it's not brilliant with low light, whereas this one is magnificent. Alrighty, first time I've actually used the GorillaPod as a little vloggy beast, so if it's a little bit shaky, I'm very sorry. I'm not really used to it. So I think I'm going to do photos first. I want to try and get the moon with the tower, which is why I've not brought a long lens. Actually, I'm travelling kind of light today. Not a long lens because I don't really want the close-up moons, because realistically speaking I need a 2x extender for that, and I don't have one. I don't have the money to buy one because I keep buying things. So not going for the close-up of the moon, but I want the tower with the moon in the background, and the moon's on its way up at the moment, so I just want to make sure we get that before we move on. Oh, I think I've got a puddle that likes me. Mark, I've got a puddle. Juliet, I've got a puddle. Amazing. Let's try and take a picture. So the GorillaPod has decided actually it hates me. To be fair, I bought a which connector did I get for it? I think it was the Joby one. Well, the Joby GorillaPod, and I bought the Joby connector for it, for the ball head, and it's not the best of ball heads, to be honest. There is a big sort of mistake with it, because I use Swiss plates. Sorry, I'm just switching hands. So I use get there in the end. Swiss plates. It has two nibbles on the bottom of mine, which stops it falling out of most of my connectors. But this one, it didn't have the cutaways for that, so I sort of tried to hacksaw it in, and it isn't perfect. I have figured out that I can take it off and possibly drill it, but that's maybe a job for another day. If any of you are like engineering type people and can do that in dead easy, because that will probably take me about 3 hours. If you're sort of handy and you could do that in not very much time for me, hit me up, because that will be greatly appreciated. But anyway, I've got this lovely shot of the tower behind me, and I'm going to try and get this puddle with the reflections, but I'm going to have to hand hold it because it's just falling off that. Luckily it fell off this whilst I was low and didn't smash my camera, because I was holding it, you know, this high before, so that would have been a nightmare. So I'm going to say we got away with it, to be honest. So let's get this picture and see what happens. I might not be able to show you the picture going down and my thought process behind it, because I would have liked to put it on a tripod. I've not got my main tripod, although I could get it from the car. I'm not far from the car. I'll tell you what, we'll do that. We'll go and get the tripod. That's a better idea. See you in a sec. So we've got the camera. I don't know how well this is going to come out when I brighten it up a bit later, but this is as far as I can push this camera. So we've got I've got a microphone on the camera today, because I'm mainly vlogging with that one. It does have a little windsock normally, but that keeps falling off, so I'd rather it not drop in this puddle. That'd be horrible. So I've set it up. Where's my image? It's going to struggle to focus on that, it always does. So I've got the puddle reflecting with the tower. I've not set up any settings yet, but actually that looks quite good so far. What I am going to do is lessen the ISO just a bit, so 3200 ISO, and I'd rather get a bit length in the exposure. If I go for 1/8, I think it is, and then I'm at 2.8, so I want a nice shallow depth of field. So there we go, 1600 on the ISO, and we're going to see how that comes on. Now, I've already locked the focus. Right, the tower looks red constantly in the picture. Well, the tower's red at the moment anyway, so that doesn't really show anything. But yeah, I'm going to take one like this, and then I'm going to look for one with f16. That looks pretty nice. So next, we are going to push the ISO, the f-stop to 16, because we've got a street lamp in this, so we want that to sparkle. We will lessen the exposure time, but I don't want to go too far on it, maybe 2 seconds. And then we'll just increase the ISO a tiny bit. Don't need to worry about ISO on this camera. And we'll hit that one. Just shut that a little bit. Nope, that looks alright. Lovely. Let's move on. So I've left the camera on the tripod. This is going to be the jankiest GorillaPod I've ever seen. Because as well, my tripod folds out, so the legs aren't really very, what's the word? Very stable when you double hold it as we walk up to the comedy carpet to get the next picture. So we've got the moon up there. Should be able to see it in that shot. I've just noticed something that I don't really like about this camera. First thing, amazing. So I've obviously just taken a picture, and when I return to the video settings, it's changed the video settings to the photo settings, which I didn't want to happen, so I've had to go back in, reset the video settings. My drone keeps it, has video settings, photo settings, but this doesn't or didn't. It may well do. It may be that I've just not found the setting and set it up, so I'll be looking at that. But Sony, if not, naughty. Let's get that set up. That will really improve people's workflow. So yeah, really sorry if this is a bit shaky. It is not the best solution for this. So here's pretty much the shot we want. Got the tower, the moon's just to the side of it, which is a really nice place. Hopefully we can get a really nice shot of that with the drone, and it'll be in a nice place. We'll see what we can do with it. But first, we'll take this picture, and we'll get the drone out. Sounds like a good plan. What do you reckon? Of course you like it. Let's go! Drone's had a flight, taken a couple of pictures, didn't really want to do much. I was going to walk up to Sainsbury's, up Talbot Road. What time are we on? I might just actually. So it's just this tripod's massively heavy. It's a little bit cumbersome. Have I got time? Nah, we'll save it for another day. We'll have a look at Talbot Road in the next video. Preferably in the light. I like getting out in the light. The days are now getting a bit longer. It's now 5 o'clock, it's going dark. So, home from work in the light finally. Probably about 6 weeks away from some nice weather. It was absolutely gorgeous in March last year. Just, the whole virus thing didn't go too well for us. Great if you're working from home or not working from home. Obviously not great if you're not working from home because you've lost your job. That's not a good thing to happen. Don't wish that on anyone. I've been quite fortunate. I've worked all throughout, a couple of isolation segments. Kids have had symptoms. Luckily, no one in my house has had the dreaded COVID. At least we don't know that anyone's had it. I still maintain I had it November 19, before it was big. I had it before it was cool. It's not cool, just bear that in mind. Yeah, I was very sick for a few days, with all the symptoms of COVID. But it wasn't very well known then. I don't believe that it just suddenly sprung up in that November in China. I believe it was probably around for about 6 months before that, so there is a mild possibility I got it. Because someone I worked with at the time, her husband worked on the rigs, brings it in, passes it along, you know. We all at work got really sick for about a week. So that's when I think I had it. I did have an antibody test, but until I paid my money, they didn't tell me it didn't go back that far. Thank you very much for that. But hopefully we'll get out of this soon. Hopefully we'll get some nice weather soon, longer days, and get back to a bit of something that looks a bit like normal. Have some nice summer days where everyone can enjoy themselves. So make sure I don't get hit by a tram. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming with me to take some pictures. Your company's been magnificent as always, and I'll see you next time. We'll do Talbot Road.